Hello and welcome back. In this section, we'll continue taking questions under the 11 most repeated topics in chemistry UTME. Remember to pause the video, attempt the question before watching the solution. Question 16. The best way of collecting the chlorine is? Now we are looking at the chlorine gas here. Now for you to know the best way to collect a gas after preparation, considering displacement of air, then you need to use 28 grams as the reference mass of air. Now let's look at this reference mass. For instance, you want to separate a gas S which has its mass higher than this 28 grams. What will happen is that gas with air, a mixture of that gas and air, that gas will go down because it is denser and air will go up. You can call this upward displacement of air. This is the gas S. So it will go down and air will go up. For instance, when you're looking at water and oil, you know that water is denser than oil, and for this, oil comes to the top. It floats on water. So that is just an illustration of what happens here. Now, if the gas in question is less dense, that means it's lower than 28 grams, then it will be collected by downward displacement of air. This is simply because air being denser will go down and then the gas will go up. Now, the chlorine gas is diatomic. It has its mass of 71 grams. Cl2. It is diatomic, the mass of 1 mole of the chlorine gas. Now, being larger than 28 grams, it will be collected by upward displacement of air. The chlorine gas will go down and air will go up. Next question. A property common to the structures below is that they have the same. The correct answer is molecular formula but different structural formula. Now look at, for the first structure, structure A, the second one is structure B. You can see that the molecular formula is C5H12. It is pentane, the fifth member of the alkanes. And for the second one, it is an isomer. The molecular formula is still C5H12. It is an isomer of pentane. They have the same molecular formula but different structures. If you look at them, they have different structures. And that is why you can say that the second structure B is an isomer of this first structure A. Isomers have the same molecular formula but different structural formula. Next question. The reaction of an alkene with hydrogen in the presence of a catalyst is an addition reaction. Alkenes are unsaturated hydrocarbons, so they can easily undergo addition reaction in order to be saturated. For instance, an ethene reacting with hydrogen, you get the corresponding alkane, which is ethane, C2H6. So we have H, then C here. This is the structure of ethene. Now, when it reacts with hydrogen, you get ethane. The double bond will be removed, and then you now have a saturated hydrocarbon ethane, and that is, you have one bond now, that's a single bond. Then you have your hydrogen atoms attached to each of the carbon atoms. You have 6 hydrogen atoms now, and all single bonds. Next question. A palm wine seller stoppered a bottle of palm wine in his store, and after a few hours, the bottle exploded. Which of the following equations represents the reaction that occurred? The reaction that occurred is fermentation, and that is the breaking down of carbohydrates in the presence of an enzyme to give you ethanol and carbon 4 oxide. Now, when you have your bottle of palm wine, then it is stoppered. That means it is corked. You have your palm wine, fermentation occurs. The carbohydrate is broken down into carbon 4 oxide and ethanol. Carbon 4 oxide, which is the gaseous product, will be built up inside this bottle, and it will exert pressure on this bottle thereby causing the bottle to explode. Next question. Which of the following is not true of metals? Metals are good conductors of electricity, they ionize by electron loss, and they have high melting points, but their oxides are not acidic. And for this, we have option C as our correct answer. The oxides of metals are mostly basic. You can also have amphoteric oxides, those that can act as acids and also basic. But generally, most metals have basic oxide. It is mostly non-metals that have acidic oxide. Okay, with this, we've come to the end of this section on chemistry questions under the 11 most repeated topics in chemistry UTME. Now remember, if you'd love to gain access to more UTME past questions with simplified, detailed solutions, then you have to get the iClass Simplified UTME video series, where expert tutors provided detailed video solutions to over 600 UTME past questions in all UTME subjects. This is a must-have. And the most beautiful thing about this video series is that these questions and their solutions have been structured topic by topic according to UTME syllabus. Are you interested? Then call or WhatsApp the numbers shown on the screen to get yours.